Guys, before we
First and foremost, happy
happy
International
International Women's
Women's
Day.
Month.
Guys, the film we're covering today is 4 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days. It came out in 2007, like Kanye's graduation. It's a Romanian film directed by Cristian Mungiu. So, like we always do, guys, I've spun the wheel. And Simon, can you please tell us what this film is about?
Uh, no timer. Okay.
You got
Two
15 seconds on the
roommates,
clock.
two university roommates race against time to get a black market abortion arranged.
You know, you're getting better at that. That was 7 seconds. That was really well done. I'll give you that.
This is the
7 seconds.
shortest synopsis out of all of them. That's why.
To be fair, yeah. So the official Letterboxd synopsis says the tagline says already. Do I do it in a Romanian accent or now?
No,
Kyle, you've got a great
no.
Romanian accent. You don't want
I
to
save that
pencil
for
that.
I save that for when I've had 2 beers.
At what moment do we begin to live? Two college roommates have 24 hours to make the ultimate choice as they finalize arrangements for a black market abortion, which is pretty much exactly what Simon said. Congratulations, guys. A lot
That
to talk
that
about.
tagline was awful.
Yeah, that tagline's horrendous, but I think the title links into the tagline. A lot to talk about with this film, a lot to get into, but as we always do, here's the thing: it's gonna be quite. I just want to let all the listeners know this will probably be quite a bit more of a depressing episode than usual. The themes that we're tackling are quite bigger and a bit deeper. So, if this is a tough listen for you, put the volume down to low because we still need the money from your views. And just maybe go make a sandwich or something. You know what I mean? Come back,
Whoa,
and man's
make
got
a
have sandwiches
sandwich.
now.
Make a
Not for me.
sandwich.
You know what I mean? Just make
You,
yourself a
you just
little.
told women to go make a sandwich.
We do
Wow.
we do have a primarily female audience. You're right.
You're welcome.
Um, you know what I mean? It is what it is, guys.
First and foremost, happy
Happy
International
International Women's
Women's
Day.
Month.
Before we go into talking about the film and the context around it, what we liked, I just want to ask a very very quick question. It's a bit of a lighter one to get us into it, guys. What's the best song of 2007's graduation?
Oh, I thought you was going to ask if any of us had an abortion after graduation.
What's your,
Um,
gee,
what is the best song of graduation? Let me
what's that? What's
let me
that
pull it up.
Lupe feature on that album? Is there a Lupe
There's
feature?
there's no Lupe feature on that album. The Lupe features
Uh,
on 2006's Late Registration,
is there
2005's Late
a
Registration.
is there what Chris Martin feature on that album?
There is on
Yeah.
Homecoming.
I'll take that one. Yeah, take that one.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
Take that one.
I would go with. I feel like
Again.
I've probably played Good Life the most, but I feel like Flashing Lights is the best song.
I didn't I you know what the thing is, right? You could pick any song off it and you'd be correct. So you guys are both correct. However, I gotta say, I think it is Flashing Lights. Flashing Lights are one of the greatest songs of all time. You know,
Yeah.
as you recall, I love to show off, and as you guys can recall, what did you like about this film, Kyle?
Um, okay, so I thought Brie Larson and Neve Campbell were excellent in the lead roles. You can't tell me you didn't get Neve Campbell and Brie Larson vibes.
No, no, I did not.
No. Okay, fair enough. I thought the two leads were excellent. I thought the actor who played the guy giving the abortion in his like limited screen time, I thought he was very good as well. There's a segment, I'd say like a half an hour, 40-minute patch in the middle of the film where the abort like they talk you through the abortion process. It's all contained to that one hotel room. I thought was phenomenal. Um, and that's sort of where my positives end.
Oh, so okay. Well, we'll get into your negatives and stuff in a little bit. I just want to talk about I really it's kind of awkward saying that I really enjoyed this film because obviously it's not like it wasn't a funny haha. It was funny. Do you know what I mean? I but I did really enjoy the film. I think it's really well made. It felt urgent and kinetic kind of from the very first frame. It was almost paced like a thriller, more so than kind of how you expect an abortion drama to pace. For some film that's almost 2 hours long, it's very like it never slows down. It never stops. It's very much like this to this to this, which I really really liked. I liked the use of the shots that they even had, and the sound. The clock ticking kind of from the very beginning. It kind of just let you know that like they gotta get it done. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was very propulsive. I liked the stakes of the story as well. There was like a undercurrent of danger, I think, throughout the entire thing. The scene, you talk about the scene when he's going through the abortion. I have never felt so icky while watching a film. Like there's no other way I could put it. Like icky is the right terminology to use here. I felt gross, man. Like because you know what he's talking about. He's slowly building up to it, but like the second it locks in for you, you're like, this is horrific. And obviously, there's women in the world who've had to go through this. I did some research afterwards. The stats that he provided, he said that like 500,000 women died from like black market abortions. The stats have kind of been corrected a little bit. The director said that the stats have kind of been corrected a little bit. I think it's less than that, but still, the numbers of women who had to die because of this is horrendous, and we can't pretend that's not still happening in the world today. Do you know what I mean? In less economically developed countries, people are really like suffering and struggling. It just you just feel really like bad about it. But the way it's done, and the way it's filmed, the way it's shown, I think was like tremendous. I also really want to make a special mention of like the nuances of the world, which I think are really good. I did some research on the director. He's really inspired by these like ultra realistic films that feel like it's actually happening, and you kind of have that with this. It didn't feel like I was watching performances. It almost felt very voyeuristic. It almost felt very like documentarian, almost like I was just watching it happen, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like this really could have been all the little details, like her boyfriend Addy, his family's richer. Like you see they're eating loads of food. You know what I mean? And you contrast it with like the stuff that's going on. That dinner scene, by the way, where they're sat there, the camera just like it's basically a static shot, but it kind of shakes a little bit. Like you'll notice in some of the shots as well, it was handheld. And I think that really adds to the feeling of being like a fly on the wall in these situations. That dinner scene was like crazy. The acting that's going on is like superb. I think every role was played really, really well. And I think what really blew me away is that like it felt lived in. The whole world felt lived in, I think is the word I want to use. And it's just like, yeah, I can keep going on about it, but I want to hear what Simon thought about it. What did you like about the film, Simon?
Yeah, going off what you said about it feels lived in. It's like the film. There's not much meat on the bone. Does that make sense? Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
And to be fair, lived in is probably the wrong word to use as well.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway,
we should make this a cut open. Let's test the waters with this.
how many? Should we have a counter on the side? How many times do we mention abortion on this one?
I'll just put a red card on the screen every time we make these kind of comments.
Just
And
bleep it. Just bleep it for me. Just bleep it.
all right. So yeah, to go off the fact that you said it was how like enlivened the world. It's very hard to describe it without saying it, man.
Just say how lived it. Just say how lived it was. Just say how lived it was, man. Jesus.
Oh.
You know what? I've never felt us more in need of a real life transition, like spinning circle, than now. I've never needed to see the circle spin more than right now.
Spin that C. Spin that C.
Yeah. Okay. So although the film is lean, it does build its world very, very neatly. It's very straightforward. What did I put here actually? It's literally like it's a simple vehicle of a character going from place to place, and it's still kinetic. You still feel how bleak and mundane Romania at the time was under that dictatorship, and like the feeling of despair is so palpable in this film. There's not a moment you don't feel some type of worry, whether it's in the form of fear or whatever. And I think the reason why it does that is because it balances the realism with like it's you know how films can be too realistic to the point where it's not cinematic. And the film, I think here does a good job of finding a good balance, an interesting balance between the two. And like 1 second you're zipping through the city as she arranges a procedure, then it mellows out into some uncomfortable ways, and then you're arrested in the bedroom where the abortion is happening, and then but none of it feels like, and none of that, as a result of that, sorry, none of it feels gratuitous or unearned when we do get that massive shock scene when she gets back to the
Oh,
hotel and it's on the floor. None like you might like another film wouldn't have managed to build the world so well, build the story so
yeah.
well, and then it hits you with the shock value, and you're like, ah,
Yeah.
you didn't earn that,
Just to just
but
cut
not
you there for
here.
a second, Simon. I just wanna follow up with that. I'm gonna get your thoughts on this as well, Kyle. Talking about that scene specifically, right? You're talking about the scene when she comes back. Did you guys also
Yeah,
think that there's a chance that she could have been dead by the time she came back? Because you
that's what
obviously
I thought was gonna happen.
so
Yeah, I
but
thought she was
because
gonna be dead.
you thought she was gonna be dead, you weren't
Yeah,
prepared to see that fetus that is just
exactly,
lying there.
exactly. Yeah, it
And
balances
she
it.
was
Yeah,
so far along that the baby had kind of started to develop. It's not like people talk about life begins at conception. I personally don't believe that. I think life obviously begins as it goes on and goes forth. But that you can see the face,
yeah,
and that fucked me up. That because the way the
like
camera. This is
this.
what I mean. The camera never cuts away.
Yeah,
The only time it cuts away is during the scene where the doctors coerced them into sex and like they're having sex. But like you don't see that part. But that makes that worse as well at the same time. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's done for like an artistic reason there. The fact that they just kept the camera on the baby without
yeah.
really like even when they push up, it's still kind of like here rather than like that. It's just that was horrific. Sorry, please finish your point about this. 'Cause I know Kyle has a lot to say about why he hates this film. So yeah,
No, that was it really from the main points. Everything else I put down here was just like context about the country at the time. Yeah, that's it really. You expanded that point. Wow, to be honest.
what I do, baby. Anyway, like no, baby's probably the wrong word to use here.
Jesus
Kyle,
Christ, man.
Kyle, what did you not like about the film? Because I think Simon and I both really liked the film, but I you seem to you seem to be on the other side of the fence here. You almost seem to be anti-abortion. But
Mm,
please continue.
just
We got
leave,
him.
man. Just get out. No, so I don't dislike the film. So I like to go into films blind for the most part. Like I don't read synopsis, I don't look at trailers. For this one, I did know the premise. I must have seen the synopsis maybe in preparation for this, and it dawned on me it's not super clear in the film what is going on until the 35-minute mark. I made a note of it because it's the first time the word abortion is uttered. Um, and the scene where she like obviously they're getting ready for something at the start. She goes to meet her boyfriend. I feel like without knowing what's going on, like you would lose interest quite quickly, and I knew what was going on, and I had lost a bit of interest. It's not until she meets the guy in the car where it sort of like grabbed me, and you can tell something intense is going on. You know, with the hotel bookings, like that does pique your interest, but even that comes in like maybe like 20 minutes into the film.
Hmm.
Um, and then you have the scene where he's explaining what's going on. I think the moment it's in the hotel room, I was in. I remember thinking, oh, I'm on board. I like. I wouldn't say obviously like, you like the film, but like I was on board. I was gripped. And I don't know. Obviously, I normally don't do research into the film because I trust Sharik's going to do his job as producer. I don't know if this is based on a true story. I don't know if it's based on a book or a play. I was getting play like vibes from it almost once it entered the room. Um, I kind of wish they weren't coerced into sex. So I thought it was more interesting that this was just what the guy does rather than the film's already a hard watch. It's already quite miserable. Um, I guess if the implication is, oh, this is what happens. Obviously, I haven't, like I said, I haven't done my research. That's on me. But I thought it was more interesting if he was just a guy and that's what he did. Um, and then, but even then, I still wasn't off the train. I was still on board where it was going. And then this is where me and you differ, Sharik. The moment she goes to the parents' house and they have that 10-minute conversation about MASH, so Simon said, obviously, it's realistic without ever feeling cinematic. I was bored out of my mind. That once they get to that dinner table, it lost me. I give film stars on hearts on Letterboxd rather than ratings. I was at a heart. the moment they start talking about MASH for 10 minutes, that heart faded away.
Sorry, okay. You're making loads of great points. I just want to touch on a couple of them because I know you got another couple ready to go. But just before we go too far, I just want to quickly touch on them. And Simon, you might want to touch on these points as well. So feel free to jump in as and when. So the very first thing I want to touch on, we were talking about the about not knowing what it was. That's really interesting to me because I think because you are right. I obviously knew it was about an abortion, so I was kind of like I knew it's leading up to something, and it's very like secretive and stuff like that. I did do my research after I've seen the film, so I kind of go into it a bit fresher. But I did know what it was about because obviously we had to prep the whole thing. It's not based on a true story as per se. Like it's not directly someone's story, but it is lots of cases where this has happened. So the characters are made up, and the situation is real, right? While the characters themselves are not made up. I think the idea about it being a play is really interesting as well because you could adapt this into a play very easily and do it as like a stage show because it does focus on the friendship between them more so than it does on the other things. Where I disagree as well about them being forced into sex, I agree with you. It's horrible and it is like very icky and it made me feel gross about the thing. That was something that was happening because it's showing that even though he's trying to promote this like sexual liberty of like women being allowed to make their own choices around their body, and he even says that thing goes, "I'm not the one who screwed around," like it's why is it my fault the way you're trying to do it? But then he snaps, and she's like, "I will pay you later." And he's like, "Fucking bitch!" Like he goes like that. And you're like, it's all a front. You know what I mean? With this character, what I think like again is a horrible word to use, especially when we talk about a film like this. What I liked about
Yeah.
his character is that the fact that he's got a knife on him. You know what I mean? If they hadn't said yes, was he going to use the knife? Was he going to force me? You never know. He presents as like a completely innocent, normal. We spoke on the phone. I want to help you. I'm doing this to help you, kind of guy. But like even just something as simple as that knife, like being in play, you've seen enough films in your life, you've seen enough things in your life to be like, is that gonna come up again? Is this gonna come up again? Is this something that's gonna play out? I think it added to that undercurrent of danger that I was talking about throughout the whole film and that disorientation. And where I disagree about the dinner scene as well is I think what the dinner scene does really well, not only does it show you how out of touch these other people are and the different sort of like societal things that are going on at the time of like obviously this is the life they live in, but it's all kind of like very different in Romania at that time. I think what that dinner scene does really well, it shows you just how badly this has affected her. Like the abortion of it all, the effect that it's had on her is low key even more than the effect it has on her friend Gabriella, or it was Gabriella, not Gabrielle. Was it Gabriella? I think it was Gabriella. The effect that it has on her more than it has on her friend. Do you know what I mean? Her friend was able to go to the restaurant afterwards, like towards the end, while she was like out of it the whole time, worried that her friend's dead, worried the effect it was going to have, the things it was going to. And it's her friend's poor planning, which I can relate to friends' poor plannings, but like but like not to this scale or this level. It's not Shy Simon, by the way, but like this is a huge, massive situation. You would know all the details, but she constantly lied to her and put it in a situation where it got worse and worse and worse. Like her friend didn't think she was gonna have to fuck that guy that day. Do you know what I mean? Like, and be in that situation. That's a horrible situation to be in. I often say, and I want to make sure this is the CineLads stance as well, that we stand on this before Simon goes on. Not Simon. Well, maybe Simon's got some points to bring in on this as well. But I just want to say, I think rape is the worst crime of all time. I think that's the only one you can't justify. Or like sexual coercion. That's the only thing you can't justify. Every other crime you can justify at some way or some point, right? You steal because you need to feed your family. You know what I mean? You kill because this Netanyahu. But like there's things that we can do what needs to be done. All right, bleep the Netanyahu, please.
We're not bleeping that.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
believe that.
Believe
Nah.
that. Believe we know what kind of doctors they are. But like,
No, you have to believe that.
yeah, but anyway, um, yeah, I just think it's horrific what they're having to go through. But I think that adds to it. When you're saying it's like it's subtracting. I saw it all as an addition. That's just my point coming back to that.
Yeah.
Simon, is there anything you want to say, adding on to those points quickly before Kyle gives his other post
I think
pro or anti-abortion?
well, you said like when she was in that birthday scene, like it was affecting her. But did you mean to say that they were blasé about the reality at the time? Because that's what
They
you said.
they were blasé about the reality at the time where they're talking about like, oh, you're gonna smoke at the dinner table, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. I'm like, yo, fuck
Yeah,
that
but
old shit, bro. We don't want to hear that shit. Get the fuck out
I,
of
th
here.
I think that's just normal, just a juxtaposition. I don't think they didn't care, just because they were having a party while the rest of
The,
society. I think that it's just a normal day. This is like what was happening. Like the
Oh,
context of the film is just a normal reality. I'm sure they're all aware,
no. I'm just
but
sorry. I clock what you. I've just clocked what you meant. I didn't mean in the sense of like the
they
contrast
didn't
was
care.
there. I don't mean that they didn't care about the situation she was going through. I just meant that like in the research I've done about Romania at that time, like the amount of food they've got, the way they're talking about like how she comes from a poorer background, and she's from the countryside. So I meant they don't care about her as a person.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you
That's what
meant
I
they don't
meant.
care about like societal problems. That's what I thought you
No,
meant.
they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on in the situation. They don't know.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Kyle,
Yeah,
if you
go ahead,
want
do
Paul.
you
to,
want, do
yeah,
you want me to be negative again?
yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
please.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so obviously the dinner table scene, I obviously understand the point that the conversation is meant to be boring. It's meant to be mundane. You're meant to just solely look at her. But like we get it. Like I got it 20 seconds into the scene. Um and like if you want the dinner table conversation to go on that long as well, at least talk about how like Arsenal are gonna bottle the league or something a bit more like entertaining and realistic.
Can you imagine this in that if they were like if they just randomly because it's 2007 it was not actually this is what the
No,
film
it's
takes
not.
place
It's
in
the
like
last
80
century.
no it's
We,
that the
we
film
were
takes
winning
place in
trophies.
86 no
Yeah,
the
we were
film takes
winning
place in
trophies.
no the film takes place in 1986. Can you imagine if they just like yo Magic Johnson's killing it at the Lakers right now? Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy shit.
But yeah, in my opinion, I thought the film was building, it was building, and then that happens, which intentionally, like I said, it's just a me thing. I couldn't like personally say that that scene was good. I get the point of it. It didn't do anything for me. It killed the momentum, and obviously she goes back to the hotel, and then the momentum builds again. There is like I don't want to call it epic, but there is a tense scene where she's running like little stuff like the dogs constantly barking, the way it's shot. You could barely see a lot of it. I don't know if it was just my screen, but like it was hard to make out a lot of what was going on.
Mm.
And then I also don't, a film doesn't have to say anything. It doesn't have to make a point. I couldn't figure out what the film was trying to say. It was obviously just showing the reality of abortion, but there's clearly something there about the power of friendship. Look what this friend did for the other friend. I didn't feel like they liked each other. Like I never. First of all, there's never really a scene to set up the bond. They have the opening scene. They already seem a bit like aggy with each other, which is fair enough because of the reality of the situation going on. But I also felt like the implication was that the friend sort of not knew what was going to happen, but her poor planning was sort of like whatever happens, you're here to support me. And I thought the lead actress, she did a good job. But remember that film, the anime film we watched recently, and you said you didn't you didn't like her voice.
Oh, Haruhi Suzumiya.
Yeah, I thought she had a similar voice to that, so I actually thought she was quite irritating. And the final, like you mentioned, the final scene when she's down for dinner, and I'm not saying she was fine with the situation, but like you said, it seemed to have taken more of a toll on the friend, which I don't get what the message is there. It doesn't seem like it's about friendship to me. And then the final scene I thought was a bit insulting where she looks at the camera. I normally like that stage for like what are you gonna do about it? Films like say like a film about like environmentalism, like you would finish it with like looking at the camera, like you need to do something. When she looked at the camera, I was like, why fuck me for? Like, what do you want me to? What do you want me to do? Um, like I said, there's a stretch in the film that I really really liked. Like once again, I don't like saying liked about this
Yeah,
film because
yeah.
it does leave you with this icky, like disgusting feel. There's a stretch that I thought was excellent. I thought it was so good, but the first act. and then that stretch when she goes for dinner does bring it down a significant amount for me. It's clearly you guys feel very different.
All right, then, best part of the show. Currently, the top 50 ranking we put in this in our attempt at watching it all. Number one, Quo Vadis Ida. Number two, The King of Comedy. Number three, The Disappearance of Haruki Suzumiya. Number four, Macario. Number five, Napoleon 1927. Number six, Quiden. Number seven, Moment of Innocence. And where would this rank? But first and foremost, how many stars we would give it? I would give this a 4 straight away.
You don't want to give any more points on that? Just four?
No, no. To
Fair.
reiterate, everything's visceral. It's visceral. It's palpable, and really pretty engaging throughout as well, and especially for the budget as well. I think that's already was 600K. Like
Yeah,
goodness me,
slightly
That's
under 600K. Slightly
that's
under.
like just a banging film for that. Yeah. So yeah, full
I
stop.
I think Kyle should go last because he's got the most to say. I really want to know. I want that big like reveal of what he's got. I was debating between 4 and 4.5. I know Kyle didn't like the ending. I quite did. You know what I mean? Of them kind of look at the camera. So I think they really landed the ending where it goes. I think it's really bleak. It's definitely a really bleak film. Very depressing, but it's very real. I think it was done in a masterful way. I thought it was very harrowing. Like it made me feel like all the points I touched on before. Like you just feel icky sometimes, and like just feeling for women in general and what they had to go through, and just I kind of had a similar feeling to how I felt about Quo Vadis Ada. Obviously, different situation, but something that happened in our recent past, not so long ago. Like but I'm gonna go 4.5. I think I'll go 4.5.
Oh wow.
While watching it, I did get a similar feel to Q Vadis Ada in terms of being like a foreign film about a very heavy subject. And like I thought the same again that I thought during that, where like it's one of those films that if you showed in schools, it would be like very educational. Whereas with Q Vadis Ada, I didn't feel like it was misery porn, where to an extent I did feel like this was. Um, Very well made misery porn. And like I said, that one stretch in the middle I thought was excellent. And I would suggest people go and watch this film. They'll probably like it. I'm obviously in the minority with this. It's made the Letterboxd 250 list. So I wouldn't give it, I don't think it's a bad film. To an extent, I think it's a good film. It just didn't work for me. So I can't give it higher than a 2.5 because I wouldn't give this a thumbs up. I'd give it a thumbs in the middle. 2.5.
4.5, 2.5. So we definitely like this more than A Moment of Innocence.
Yeah, for
Definitely
sure.
like this
sure
more
Moment
than Quiden.
The Moment of Innocence definitely bottom.
Yeah, that's what it says
Yeah.
7 here.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Definitely better than Quiden.
you
Yeah.
guys didn't like Napoleon. I did, so it's better than Napoleon. So it's better than last three films. Macario. Is it better than Macario? Do we agree
I
on
would I would say
I'd say
no,
yes. I'd say yes.
Simon.
Simon, you're the decider if it goes ahead or not.
that? Do you guys want to do rock paper scissors? You guys do rock
No,
paper.
No. You're
we're-
the decider. We're a group of three.
I know, yeah, but still, Macario. Damn. Like,
How
that
about we
one was
cook you a
actually.
whole? How about we cook you a whole turkey? I would give you a whole turkey. I would pick one of us to share it with.
I feel like Macario isn't that different from if I just open the Bible. Does that make sense?
I agree. I
Like the
agree.
random story in the Bible, yeah.
Well,
That's
well,
so.
I'd probably say the
This one
Quran, but
feels.
yeah.
Well, you copied ours, so point still stands. So I would say, yeah, this is better than Macario. Number four. This goes in number four. So yeah,
What's
What
ahead of this? Harry.
yeah. The Disappearance of Haruki, King of Comedy, and Quo Vadis Ida.
See, me personally, I'd put it above Harui, but I'm not.
I'm more
But
than happy. I hated it.
I'd put
I'm
it
more
above
than happy.
Harui. I wouldn't put it above King of Comedy or Koi Vedas,
Nope.
but
No,
I'd put it
fair
above
enough. Yeah.
Harui. And
Fair enough.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
Kyle's not gonna be happy about it, but he did get outvoted 2-1 on this.
I believe in the diplomatic process, but I don't agree with it at the same time. Democratic. Now it's time for the best part of the show. Hopefully, we'll bring this up after that quite deep talk. This is the part of the show where each week one of us will just nominate a film, whether it's a film we like, one of our all-time favorites, something new we saw that week, just something to give it a bit of a spotlight, and then we'll put it into our own Letterboxd 250 list. And by the end of the show, when we get to episode 250, which we will get to, we'll compare the official list to our list. This week, Simon, it's your choice.
I've gone with the probably the best what do we call them? Oh yeah, coming of age films of our generation. Arguably, in my opinion, it's up there. 5 out of 5. 2012's Project X.
Number one.
Really?
No.
Ah,
So Simon, I've never seen this film. So make your.
unsurprising.
I'll give you 30 seconds on the clock. Tell me why it's so
I'm
good.
not
Why
doing
it's
it's my
on that
film.
list.
What are we doing timer for? What the hell?
I'm just trying to get through it.
What the hell?
Also, if you give Simon a time, he'll just ignore it and won't show up till late.
Hey,
One time.
yo.
Right. Yeah, man, this film, I put in my, like, I have a long review for this film, more than most films. And I put here, it rips through its runtime. It captures teenage escapism so well. This film was so big when it came out that it started getting copied around the world. Do you remember that story in Australia? The kid got in trouble
Yeah,
trying to do the same thing.
they're trying to throw their own Project
Exactly,
X
yeah.
parties. Yeah.
This film was a moment in time, so absolutely this film goes in one of my favorite films of all time. One of our generation's most favorite films of all time. Actually, realist, like tangibly impactful on real life. And so yeah, that's my pick for this week.
Yeah.
Where
So to that,
would we put it?
oh,
Oh,
so
sorry,
that,
go on.
I was say to follow on from that. So I feel like we all accidentally used a website called Putlocker once upon a time.
I don't know what that
Um,
is.
I thought
Sorry?
about to say a different. I thought about to say a different website started with P because
Yeah.
yeah.
What's that one?
Yeah.
You speak for yourself. But I feel like there was constants always on like the front page. There was like Wolf of Wall Street, and Project X. Um, and I remember watching Project X for the first time on my phone. Don't judge me, Christopher Nolan, when you come on the pod. To be fair, some people might laugh at you nominating it for this list, but like I feel like unless you was like a teenager watching this film for the first time, like it is like quite I don't know what the word is. Not like watching Stand By Me for the first time. I know that sounds like blasphemy, but it is quite an
No,
influential
say
film.
it.
This is the best film of all. No, it's not. It is quite an influential film watching it, especially like when you start going out to parties and I put like the Miles Teller like
Oh, I was gonna say that.
cameo as well. Yeah, I feel like it's escapism, like you mentioned, but there's also like a bit of a sour note because you watch it, you just realize I'll never go to a party like that. And I feel like the lead performances are all good. They're very like charismatic. The lead guy, he's been in other stuff. I'm blanking on what he's been in.
Meet Earl and Dying Girl.
Is
Yes.
it that guy? I was gonna ask.
That's
Is
that
he
guy,
the
yeah.
guy who's in that? Yeah.
Friend of the pod.
Another overrated film.
Huh?
You heard me.
Say under. Oh, it's
No.
overrated. I'll bleep that
Listen,
out too. Don't worry.
Project X, yeah, is just a worse, super bad. Anyway, continue, please.
You've made some abortion
Mm.
jokes earlier in the episode, but that's the worst thing you've said so far. Also, I feel like we'd be stupid not to mention one of the greatest needle drops of all time, the Steve
Oh,
Aoki
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness
Yeah.
That to be
remix.
fair, I haven't seen the film, but even I know that's a classic like scene.
Yeah. But let's have a look at the list because even though I love the film, is it above some of these classics? So, Game Night's number one. I don't think
Yep.
that's moving.
No, I don't think it's better than Game Night.
Home Alone 2. I don't think no. Home Alone at 2. Home Alone 2
That's
probably
good.
be on the list at some
Yeah.
point. Home Alone Not Lost in New York is number 2. I don't think that's moving. Freeze the other guys. I still
I
don't
don't.
think anything should move.
I don't think it's better than the other guy. But again, I haven't seen it, so I know
Yeah.
I know I'm a bit.
I feel
Okay,
like
then.
when
So how about you stay out of this one then? How about that? How about that? How about that?
I feel like if someone hasn't seen the film, we have to be unbiased. So number 4 is Creed. Like I said, I like Creed. I don't love Creed because I saw it once when I was a lot younger. I would put it above Creed, but I'd understand if you guys wouldn't. 5 is I Swear. I wouldn't put it above I Swear.
I'd put it above. I swear.
You haven't seen I Swear.
I just think the more distance we can put between The guy from I Swear and Michael B. Jordan. I think just after everything happened. Oh, just space that out. I mean, it worked out okay for him. He got an Oscar out
Okay,
of it.
Good. That's good.
that's
You know what
the
I mean?
best thing you've said on the pod.
That's
You got one
good.
of these?
Really good.
To be fair, that guy probably did Michael B. Jordan a favor with that sympathy vote. Number
Well,
6 is Nice Guy.
they try to say it's the first woke Oscar. We don't believe him though, Mike.
Yeah.
Join us on the pod. As far as I'm concerned, he's not Michael Jordan. He outshone the bee. He outshone the bee.
Just in case our viewers are wondering, I am joking. I thought Michael B. Jordan was deserving of the Oscar. I would have went for Timmy personally, but number 6 is The Nice Guys. Number 7's High School Musical 3. Above High School Musical 3, that's a no-brainer. I wouldn't put it above Nice Guys.
Are we sure we didn't put I Swear above Creed? We outvoted him.
No, but we played as Sherry shed a tear, so we lowered it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's been in flux from episode to episode.
I will put it 1, 2, 4th above Creed, underneath the other guys. This film was materially impactful. Say that about any of these other films, and I'm being very nice about Home Alone. Actually, wait, Home Alone is materially impactful. It is basically American propaganda at this point. Game Night is one of the best comedies of all time, so that's okay. The other guys peak, like whatever, like you said in that episode, and then the rest of them, I Swear, Creed, Nice Guys, High School Musical 3. What do they have that this film doesn't have? This film, literally, like I said, is materially impactful. That gives it significant weight.
So here's my thing. I haven't seen Project X. I'll go with what you guys say here. We'll go with it. I understand. I'm just gonna say one thing in defense of why I think Creed should be above. Just one thing, if that's okay. You're gonna beat this guy, kid, and I'm gonna fight
God.
too. If you're gonna fight, I'm gonna fight. What's your name? Creed! And he goes like the music goes do 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 do. Come on. That's fucking cinema, bro. That's fucking cinema.
Just out of spite, I want to put it above Creed for that awful Stallone impression.
I can do better. I can do better slow. Oh, who told you there was a last fight, kid? That was bad. That was really bad. Okay.
After that, it's officially above Creed, so it's in at number 4. I've got an idea.
Can I do my Ryan Coogler just to see if I can bring us back? Can we try that?
Go on.
So the thing with vampires is right. So
okay, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
I got involved with it. She like.
How about for the entirety of the pod, we have three vetoes each. And let's do 6. We do 3 where we can just put the film wherever we want and with no repercussions. And then the other 3, you're allowed to move one without repercussions. What do you say?
I'm happy for this to be above Creed now because I'll use my vetoes when I need to tactically.
Yeah. Can we agree on that, Simon?
Yeah.
3, so 6 vetoes technically in total.
Three God vetoes and 3 like you can move it.
Yeah.
All right then.
So yeah, are we happy to put this above Creed just to piss off
I'm not
Sherry?
happy about it. I'm not happy about it.
I speak on behalf of the whole group and I say yes.
Yeah. Leave comments in the comment section. I don't think we've told anyone to do that yet. Where do you think Project X should rank? Do you think it's the worst film of all time, or do you think it's better than we're giving it?
If you stand with me and the Creed fans and the fans of that one Creed edit on TikTok, put Boxing Glove in the chat right now. You know who that's
and if
for.
you disagree with me, I'm gonna contact YouTube directly and have your account banned.
Well, we know they are the chosen people. But anyway.
Okay. Spin the wheel.
Guys, thank you so much for actually I just have one last thing I want to say about this film very quickly. The film that we just discussed, not the Project X, but 4 months and 3 weeks and 2 days. This and Juno came out the same year. Isn't that funny? What a big year for young pregnancies. Just came to me. It just came to me. That's funny. That's funny as well.
And I've been Kyle.
No, I've been Simon.
Next week, guys, we're going to be doing Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You know who he is. It's your boy Big She's, aka Mr. Pro Abortion. Bang, bang, bang. Probably the wrong thing to do.